Good afternoon. It's January the 18th, 2018. Time to wrap it up today and take a look at tomorrow. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, folks, I hope tomorrow is a little smoother than it was today. I mean, I had one glitch after another, starting off with my boner to start the day out by not turning on the screen. So maybe we got rid of all the little glitches and errors today and they won't bother us for a while. We came into the Emini today. We'd hoped to sell the 10 area, but we said we might have to engage the market at 5 based on this selling that happened right before the open. 5 held. We wanted to get long at first. This gave us a trade right out of this area for positive. This retest failure, this S, if you had exited your long right there, was available. If you waited for the second turn down, then you weren't in it. That was a positive trade. Then we just go into chop right here, just one right after the other. Government shutdown on, government shutdown off, all sorts of things. Market breaks. Then perhaps they have a plan to avert the government shutdown right there. So pretty choppy day, but we came in with the idea that today we could have a selling bar because we made a new high yesterday. Inside day, find a way to trade it tomorrow. And our F2 screen, if we have a new distribution that started in J period, says we should try to trade higher. If we put all of this together, volume is well above time, so we're still looking for a place to get long, and there would be your move out of the middle right there. So I have a little news tomorrow. Consumer sentiments at 98. So selling 8s to 10s, sell 1, 14 to 16, sell 2. On the buy side, where we were this morning, 2800, 2802 buy 1. 95, 97 by 2. Same numbers we had this morning coming in. Sound like a broken record, don't I? I think if you use this over time, you're really going to enjoy the macro work. We know where support and resistance are, and most of the time we have the direction of the market right. The key is taking a Scott card approach to the market, putting a trade on and disappearing for a couple hours if you want to play the bigger picture stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. The more trades you take, the more likely you are to lose. We came in looking for a place to sell. We thought the market was headed lower. F1 screen on the note says find a place to sell it. Pretty square distribution, actually leaning P in the congestion area, so the bottom didn't fall out of the market today. I'd expect the market to be lower tomorrow to set up next week's auctions, but again, the bottom won't fall out of it unless we have a major piece of news. Going into the weekend, do we have a government shutdown or not? And if I were running the administration, as careless and as reckless as I can be, I would go for the government shutdown right there. I'd put the ball, if I were Trump, in the Democrats' court and just see what the hell comes out of it. I bet it is nice, Rufus. D3 is really, really bad news. I mean, at all hours of the day. It's like being in Los Angeles in a lot of ways. So right here, put it all together, we're definitely looking at a beast to look for a place to sell it. Why are we sellers? because the government's going to raise interest rates. The economy is getting stronger. They may raise them faster than they have said they would in their guidance. So right here we are. Last rotate up stopped at 15.5, 16. So 15s to 19, sell 1. 23, 27, sell 2. On the buy side, we had 9 to 13 this morning. That is support. I think we can do a little better than that, but that is support. So buy 1. Maybe leaning against 8 right here. 9 at the low end of the range. 1 to 5, buy 2. Looking at the 30-year, in the congestion area, this is leaning B, so it's different, and we got this move out of the middle in L period, headed down. So 12 to 16 is number 1. Sell 19 to 23. And our 27 to 31. Saw those numbers today. Basically, we've lowered it for 30 seconds. Gosh, 4 to 8's number 1. We're right there, so 29 to 01, buy 1. And 21.25, buy 2. Got the auction next week, so maybe the bottom won't fall out of the market. Don't you hate it when I use that word? Maybe. Bet you never thought you'd be operating in a world where the odds are this, the odds are that, as opposed to this is going to happen. But that's the world that we operate in. The odds favor this, the odds favor that. We're trading expectations. We are not trading mathematical or physics outcomes. That stinks, doesn't it? It really is a game of just learning how to take small losses. And sounds easy to say, easy to talk about, hard to do because none of us like losers. A little bit lower low, definitely a lower high on gold. Find a place to sell it on F1. And we would lose thousands of dollars just not to be wrong. That's the way it manifests itself in trading. Just not to be wrong. And you start thinking about it in those kind of terms, then small losses probably are a way to go. Now they can't be too. You can't have your stops too close because you can slowly take the account down over an extended period of time. But so you have to strike a balance between that. Well, we had 30 to 32 as a sell. We got up to 33.30. We had 24.26 as a buy. That's where we are right now. Looks like we might get stops below 25. So for London, let's make 23.25 buy 1. I might be getting queued on that order. 19.21 buy 2. We can take 25 out structurally. The next stop is 13.10, 13.12. 29.31 sell 1 just right here in this middle area. And then 33.35 sell 2. Well, crude oil today. They have drawn storage at Cushing down to its normal levels. And we're getting bigger than expected draws in West Texas Intermediate at Cushing because the price of Brent crude is so high. Well, it's cheaper for a refiner to pick up WTI, West Texas Intermediate, than it is to get crude oil from Scotland. So on crude oil, higher low, higher high right here. I still think we have a shot at stops above 65. I don't know what piece of news it would take to push us over 65, but it's there, and they know there's stops above that. I saw one story today saying that given the weakness in the dollar, crude oil is going to 70 or 80 bucks. Inflation is roaring back. That remains to be seen. So here we sit. F1 says we can buy crude. And let me do the A split here. Okay, we talked about how it was a pretty square distribution inside the congestion area right here with all this activity we had in the 90 area. It's starting to lean P. So we had a pretty balanced distribution volume wise, and then all this activity in the close right in here gave us leans P. So with that in mind, 25 to 50. I hate that. Let's take it 50 to 75, buy one. And the buck to 25, buy two. Like to get it done against 50 at 50 or better if I could, but there we are structurally. So on the sell side, give it a little room to the upside. 64, 64 and a quarter, sell one. Pretty much where we were this morning. 64.50, 64.75, sell two. Back in the old days, no one would go home short crude on the weekend because of when tensions were high in the Middle East. Could wake up Monday morning and have your head handed to you. And the euro, which has been a great trader, especially if you can come in on London time. Lots of volatility, and that's what you need. So Fitz and Andrea and Will and all sorts of people are having a ball with this. Lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. My eyes working right here, and you can see that we're pretty much in a trading range right here. I had a seller. We had 95s to 123 was a sell, came in early. We were hoping to buy the 50 to 60 area this morning starting out, and we didn't quite make it. Did not get down to there. Leaning B right here, we have projected prices above 123.03. So the M period stopped at 88, so we'll make 90 to the buck, sell one. 15 to 25, sell two. On the buy side, we'll keep our 50 to 60 out there. It looks like it's going to try to trade lower. Not a lot of news to drive the trading based on the U.S. news. And then 25 plus or minus for buy two. That does it for the 18th. For planning purposes, I have to go get my hand x-rayed tomorrow at 12:15, so I'm pretty sure I'll miss the 1 o'clock update tomorrow. I may have a broken hand that's been bugging me for about 6 or 7 months. You all have a great evening. I will see you bright and early in the morning. 50 degrees outside, they say, this afternoon. They promised us 60 degrees by this weekend. life is good. I'm out of here.